I also have a score of eggs incubating in the Dragon Mound. Sea smoke still resides on Driftmark. Vermithor and Silverwing dwell on the Dragon Mound, still riderless.
Daemon seemed a bit restless in the season finale. Some people say he is eager to start a war, but I think there is more to his actions than just ambitions. In this video, I'm going to discuss all of his actions and why he says or does what he does. So stay tuned for that. Greetings lords and ladies, 7 blessings to you. Welcome to Ultimate Book Maniacs, the one stop for book and TV series reviews. Daemon might have a tendency to go too far at times and he can seem too cruel because of that, but at his core, he has always loved his family and he has always wanted to protect them. But in order to understand Daemon's actions, you need to look at his past to get his perspective. Before the Great Council of 101 AC, when Corlys was massing ships and men on Driftmark, Daemon had gathered his own army to support his brother Prince Viserys' claim. This shows he has always loved his brother and has supported him. During Viserys' reign, Daemon saw how ambitious Otto was and how he was manipulating Viserys. That's probably why Daemon never really liked Otto. Otto could obviously tell Daemon saw through his actions and knew if Daemon got any power at all, Otto would lose his power. That's why Otto has worked really hard to remove Daemon from the small council. When Viserys named Daemon Master of Laws, then Master of Coin, every single time Otto convinced Viserys that Daemon was not the right choice and he convinced him to remove Daemon. Putting Daemon in command of the City Watch was Otto's idea, but later he wanted Daemon removed from that as well because Daemon had gained men loyal to him, an army 2,000 strong. So it's pretty obvious that Otto has always had an agenda against Daemon from the very beginning, because Daemon wouldn't be as easy to manipulate as Viserys, especially if Daemon ascended to the Iron Throne. If that happened, Otto Hightower would lose all his power. So Otto convinced Viserys to name Rhaenyra as his heir. He didn't care that Rhaenyra was a female at that time. In fact, it was beneficial for him, because Otto was already scheming to get Alicent married to Viserys. That's why he sent Alicent to Viserys in the moment of vulnerability, when Viserys was mourning his wife's death. He knew it will be much easier to remove Rhaenyra from the throne because she is a female as compared to Daemon, because once Daemon ascended to the throne, he would send Otto back to Old Town or maybe even kill him. Anyway, so in order to remove Daemon from out of his way, he told Viserys Daemon had called Balon an heir for a day. Keep in mind, we never saw Daemon actually say it. In fact, Daemon was kind of looking sad, but when he was goaded by his friends, he had to step up and make a toast. So he did say some things, but I don't think he would go that far to make fun of his brother's child. Daemon still loves Viserys. But based on Otto's report, Viserys exiled Daemon. He trusted Otto more than his own brother, and Daemon could say it. It wouldn't have mattered even if Daemon said he didn't say it, because Viserys had already made his mind that Daemon said it. The reason I think he didn't say it is because Daemon is not the kind of person to secretly plot and scheme. Whatever he does, he owns it. So he saw what Otto and the council were doing and he called them on it. You can tell who really loved Viserys based on their reactions when they heard the news of Viserys' death, which means only Alicent, Rhaenyra and Daemon were truly upset. They were the only ones who mourned Viserys' death. When Daemon heard the news, he asked Rhaenys how Viserys died. When Rhaenys said she didn't know, he subconsciously grabbed his sword because he came to the conclusion that the Greens have murdered his brother. He never trusted the Greens, and now what he feared has come to pass. Daemon seems restless in this entire episode. He believes now that the Hightowers have killed his brother, they will come after his family next, and he is not wrong. Otto was planning to have them killed in secret before crowning Aegon Aegon. If Alicent hadn't stopped Otto, he would have sent assassins. And Daemon knows how Otto thinks. And that's why Daemon can't sit or stand still in this episode, especially in the meeting with Otto Hightower. You can see he's pacing around and shifting on his feet. The only times he's not fidgeting or pacing around is when they are in a meeting or when he's threatening the king's guards, because then he is taking action to protect his family. That's who Daemon is. He is a man of action. So the first thing Daemon does is secure Dragonstone. He puts men on watch to look out for assassins. They don't have enough men to surround the island, but he wants to give off the impression that they do to scare away any would-be assassins. By this action alone, he proves his first priority is the safety of his family, not the Iron Throne. Does he want to go to war? Absolutely. Why? Because he feels like Rhaenyra has been wronged and he hates the Greens enough to not let them get away with what he thinks is wrong. And the Greens, he also believes they murdered Viserys. And the Greens did betray Viserys by going against his wishes, that is, to crown Rhaenyra as queen. And that's why his second action is to send ravens to their possible allies to gain their allegiance. Daemon wants to fly to Riverrun to secure their allegiance, but is stopped indirectly by Rhaenyra through Jace. You can see he is a little bit annoyed by it, and he goes ahead with it anyway, which also serves them well, because by the time Rhaenyra joins the council, they have already received the declarations of houses Celtigar, Staunton, Massey, Darkling, and Bar Aemon. The third thing he does is to ensure the loyalty of the King's Guards, Sir Stephen Darkling and Sir Laurent Marbrand, so they won't betray them later. He asks them to swear their oaths again to Queen Rhaenyra as queen and Jace as her heir. We first saw Stephen working in the Red Keep, so it's logical for Daemon to have suspicions. He just wants to make sure that they won't betray them. He also takes Jace with him to show him how to do it. I think in his own way, he is trying to teach Jace to prepare him to be Rhaenyra's heir. Then Daemon and Rhaenyra talk about using dragons, and Daemon says they have 13 dragons to the Greens 4. I've already discussed who these dragons are in my 16 dragons mentioned in House of the Dragon Season 1 Episode 10 video. I'll post the link to that at the end of this video. When Daemon finds out about Visenya's death, you can see Daemon grieving alone. He is not showing off to anyone. He doesn't want other people to see his weakness. You can see Daemon is really sad. The only reason I'm mentioning it is because I've seen those who hate Daemon say that Daemon doesn't care about Rhaenyra or her sons, or that he only cares about the throne. But in this scene, you can see that's not true. You can clearly see Daemon mourning his daughter's death. When Sir Arik arrives with the crown, Daemon immediately crowns Rhaenyra and bends the knee to her. Rhaenyra seems surprised by Sir Arik's loyalty to her. By the way, the showrunners have switched up Sir Eric and Sir Arik in the show. In the books, it's Sir Eric who goes to the Blacks, not Sir Arik. Anyway, at the council meeting, they decide the Lannisters will side with the Hightowers. So Daemon suggests surrounding King's Landing with dragons while taking over Harrenhal to stop the Lannister army from joining the Greens in King's Landing. Although he does have a tendency of going too far, because Daemon wants to have every green head mounted on spikes before the moon turns. Is it just me, or does Daemon gives off a feral dog vibe, like he would do anything to protect those he cares about, as we saw with Waymond Velaryon when Waymond threatened the safety of his family by calling Rhaenyra's children bastards. And every time Rhaenyra stops Daemon, it feels like she's tightening his leash. He gets more and more annoyed every time she does that. Daemon is furious at the Greens. He believes the Greens murdered Viserys, and he is not the kind of person who allows people to get away with crimes, as we saw in the first episode when he punished thieves, rapists, and murderers. So when Otto offers his generous terms to Rhaenyra, Daemon says he would rather feed his children to the dragons than have them be a cupbearer for Aegon. Daemon probably still remembers what happened at the family feast. He saw how Aegon and Aemon treated Rhaenyra's kids and knows Aegon and Aemon won't let their kids live in peace, so he would never trust them with his kids, and that's probably why he said he would rather feed them to the dragon. So when Rhaenyra considers bending the knee to the Greens, and then he finds out it's all because of her dream, it's understandable why he gets mad at her. It's because he doesn't believe the dream is true. It's understandable why he gets mad at her and chokes her, even though choking her was not the right thing to do. He shouldn't have done it. But we know Daemon has good hearts and bad hearts. He can do bad things. That's why he's such a complex character. I'm not justifying what he did. It was still wrong, but I'm trying to look at things from his point of view. He doesn't believe in dreams. He knew his brother was weak, and he saw what the Council of Leeches did to his brother. He doesn't want Rhaenyra to go down the same path as his brother. You can see the proof of his devotion when he risks his life by trying to tame Vermithor, who hasn't had a rider since King Jaehaerys' reign. Vermithor could have just burned him alive. Daemon sings to Vermithor to calm him down, to get him prepared to accept a new rider, just so the Blacks would have another dragon on their side. He probably either heard the song from his grandfather, King Jaehaerys, or from his brother Viserys. And despite his fight with Rhaenyra, the second he gets the word about Luke's death, he knows Rhaenyra needs him and goes to her side to comfort her. He doesn't think about his ego or their fight on Daemon and his actions in the season 1 finale. Let me know what you think about his actions. I have discussed the tiny details I have found in all the episodes of House of the Dragon on our Watch Party of Ice and Fire podcast. I'll post the link to the podcast in the description below and in the pinned comment. I'll also post more House of the Dragon videos soon. If you like this video, please hit the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye bye. See you in my next video.